attorney. Today is one of those days that exemplifies the noble mission of my office to ethically prosecute crime, protect victims, prevent harm, and partner with the community in order to pursue a fair and equal justice for all. Today's announcement meets every part of the mission in a rare moment where this beloved community we serve can see justice in action, restoring the balance of good and pushing back against those who try to harm our students and our community. Proud to stand with San Diego County Office of Education, Superintendent Gloria Cerisa, who you'll hear from shortly, for this breakthrough day in San Diego County. Today we're seeing the fruits of a criminal prosecution by my expert public corruption and consumer protection team with lead deputy district attorneys and district attorney investigators, with assistant chief of our public integrity unit and the lead prosecutor in this case, Leon Shore, being with us here today for this momentous moment. This operation took down the largest K-12 educational fraud scheme in the United States, and not only brought justice through felony convictions, but recovered millions of dollars of those stolen K-12 educational funds to be returned to California State and to our community schools. The bottom line is millions of dollars that were originally stolen from our students that need them desperately are coming back to our schools to make an incredible impact. We're here today to announce an investment of $25 million from this charter school fraud trust fund to the San Diego County Office of Education to support K-12 students across our county. The funds will strengthen and expand access to mental health, the safety of our kids, their wellness, their educational supports that they need for K-12 students, and to support those most vulnerable kids who are in our foster care system, or are also kids who are living out of cars in encampments on our streets that are homeless. I know in my heart that this investment will make a real difference that we will all feel in our communities. You'll hear more about the details regarding the plans for these funds from Dr. Cerisa. The community responsive plan focuses on opportunities and the strengths of our kids and the fact that each student deserves to grow and thrive in San Diego. Where did this money come from? Again, it's funds for this grant originated from this criminal massive case that was a landmark case that we call the A3 charter school case, where essentially students' identities were stolen and they were registered in the charter schools without a penny being spent on them. We worked tirelessly to uncover this fraud scheme and bring justice. Two defendants were the key. They were the white-collar fraudsters that had the scheme. So it took a 235-page indictment to bring down their empire that they built off of our taxpayers. They knowingly evaded oversight by manipulating financial and programmatic information given to the auditors. The massive fraud exposed numerous discrepancies, and we are still working with the state of California to make sure that those gaps are closed so that every penny intended for education goes exactly to that source and to our students. I continue to be very proud of our prosecution team, led by our Public Integrity Assistant Chief, Leon Shore, that delivered justice. Now we're seeing these monies come back into our community. In all, more than $280 million of stolen funds were recovered. And large checks were written to the state of California for those recoveries. Superior Court Judge Fred Link, who masterfully oversaw this case, ordered a portion of those fines to be paid to the County of San Diego and to be put in a trust fund for K-12 grade kids, and to be dispersed for that particular cause. Under a resolution passed by the Board of Supervisors 5 years ago, those fines were put in a charter school fraud trust fund, and this trust fund was monitored by many leaders in the county, and many of them are here today, and I'll introduce them. Recently, this Wednesday, the board approved this investment of $25 million over 7 years to the county school of education, and for the program that they are planning to put together for our communities. Previously, there were $6 million that were dispersed in smaller amounts to 47 different providers in our community with targets that they met. So far, a lot has been done with these monies, but this is the biggest investment that's being made. We have several members of the stakeholder group today, the ones that worked on this body to make sure that we're reviewing plans objectively and we're making sure that this money exactly goes to the purpose that it was provided for. And I want to thank Terrell Simmons, the director of our County Office of Equity and Racial Justice, who's here with us, Carrie Riccitelli, the director of our Department of Strategy and Community Engagement, Alfredo Gardado, our director of Child and Family Wellbeing from our county, and Cecily Thornton Stearns, our assistant director of Behavioral Health Services. And special thanks also go to Jennifer Effie, who helped very much with this effort, and Andrew Strong, our public safety group head. There's, of course, many people here that Dr. Sarisa will also introduce from the County Office of Education. I want to give special thanks to our District Attorney's Administrative Chief, Michelle Bush, who's here today for masterminding that we make sure that every penny of this goes right where kids need it the most. I want to also just say that this is a milestone for San Diego and probably doesn't come at a better time with our kids having many needs, seeing an increase in poverty with many of our kids who are waiting for SNAP benefits or other benefits. And I'm so honored to be part of this effort of making the lives of our community safer and better. I want to thank Dr. Greg Robinson, the president of the board of the San Diego County Office of Education, for being here, and also board member Guadalupe Gonzalez for being here. At this time, it's my honor to have Dr. Gloria Sarisa, the superintendent of schools for the County Office of Education, and in my estimation, a transformational leader who cares about every child in our schools, tell you more about how these monies will benefit our community. Dr. Sarisa.
Thank you so much for those kind words, District Attorney Stephan. Good morning, everyone. What an honor to be here. Wonderful introductions of all of the people standing behind us today. Also with us, aside from our board president, Dr. Greg Robinson, and board member Guadalupe Gonzalez, are also our assistant superintendent of learning and leadership services, Dr. Yolanda Rogers. So thank you all for being here this morning. So first and foremost, I want to extend my most sincere gratitude to the District Attorney's Office for entrusting the San Diego County Office of Education with this opportunity to truly and positively impact students and families and communities all across the county. Our Heartspire Initiative is rooted in the belief that human connection, mental health, and relational infrastructure are essential to thriving educational systems. This grant will align the district attorney's office's work, our schools, our county health and human services, our community-based organizations to offer integrated services that make a real difference for our students and families. It builds on the incredible work these agencies have already been doing for many years to help make schools safe, welcoming community spaces where students and families thrive. This initiative will provide support across every corner of our county, including direct support to the communities that have the highest need. We will focus on students and families who face the greatest challenges, including our young people in juvenile court and community schools, students experiencing homelessness, youth in foster care, our migrant youth, and those in rural communities. We are committed to ensuring that thriving becomes not just an ideal, but a right for all children, a measurable right and outcome. We will do this through 3 goals of the initiative. First, we will expand the community school strategy to additional school sites, prioritizing the high needs, high priority schools in the county. Community schools not only offer high quality teaching and learning, they are hubs within the community with important services such as mental health, family resources, and community partnerships embedded within them. So our school community members and neighbors can get help in one trusted place. Since they reflect the unique needs of the communities, every community school is different, with all partners, students, family, community members, educators, administrators, and school staff having a voice in determining how best to serve our students. This grant will also help us to amplify the state's investment in community schools, which have shown to significantly reduce chronic absence and suspension rates, improve academic achievement, particularly for our historically underserved students. Our second goal is to strengthen our cross-sector partnerships with schools, county agencies, and community-based organizations to deliver those integrated services. To truly be responsive to the needs of our children and families, it takes all of us coming together with our children at the center to make a lasting impact. That includes listening, actively listening to our families, our residents, and to what the community's needs are, and then transforming our systems in a sustainable way. And finally, the third goal is to develop and implement a robust evaluation framework to assess the impact of this great work. Through this initiative, we're coming together in innovative and thoughtful ways with courage toward a future where every school in every neighborhood is a place where children, their families, our school staff, and community members feel seen and heard and valued. So as we celebrate this moment today, we're reminded that this investment is about far more than just funding. It's about hope, it's about healing, and the trust for the future of our children. I want to thank everyone in this room today who were involved in helping make this initiative a success, and to the District Attorney Stephan and to the County Board of Supervisors. On behalf of our County Board of Education and all of us at the San Diego County Office of Education, thank you. Thank you for standing with us in a collective commitment to wrap our children and families in compassion, opportunity, and community. Today and for generations to come, this grant will truly help bring about life-changing support for so many of our students and families. Thank you, and with that, I will turn it back over to District Attorney Stephan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cerisa. Thank you so much. Now it's my pleasure to call Logan Mabe. Logan is, and with his wife, have been the heart of the community, providing their home as foster parents to many children. and he's going to offer that perspective on the ground about the needs out there and how this investment can help those needs. Mr. May?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the work that you're doing. My name is Logan. I'm a longtime foster parent, and I've personally seen the critical importance of listening to what families and students actually need and connected them not only to services and resources, but to people who truly care. In a space where they trust that they are all truly valued. This Heartspire proposal represents an incredible opportunity for San Diego County to build more pathways to see services and resources in our schools. Building on the work that SDCOE, the DA's office, county programs, and community-based organizations so that every child has what they need to thrive. Schools are one of the last few places that continue to have a healthy, supporting, trusting relationship with the community. It's a place where families trust that they are safe and surrounded by people who care about their well-being and their child's success. In my work, I've seen the generational impact that's possible when we wrap our collective arms around a family in need. In my own life, it was coaches, teachers, extended family, neighbors, and our local church that helped shape my family's story. This led us to open our home to foster care. In my family, we fostered 12 children over the last 10 years, and often people assume that we needed what we needed and never really asked. If they would have asked, we could have told them that each child has been a gift but has different and unique needs. The Heartspire Initiative starts with listening to people in our school communities and asking, what do you need? What a powerful statement, what a powerful question, what do you need? My kids really needed a school staff with a deep understanding of difficult childhood experiences. So many of our kids need that trauma-informed care, support, and understanding. This grant funding for the Heartspire project will help ensure more educators have the knowledge and tools they need to help the students. If my children had access to wraparound supports like counseling or mentorship at their school campuses, it would have been life-changing. I believe access to these resources for all students is so powerful. We've had the ability to provide these additional resources for our own kids, and I've seen the benefit of these resources impact our kids' social, mental, and emotional well-being in incredible ways. I'm excited to see the impact through Heartspire Initiative in our local communities who may not have that same opportunity. Having that commitment at the county level is going to be huge for our region's children, for my own children, and that support will break cycles of trauma. I believe kids in our communities need more than just programs to attend. They need people who see them, know them, and who care deeply for them. We often use the analogy of a river to help us think through what it looks like to support kids and families so they may never have to enter the foster care system. If we move upstream with the kind of support that's offered through the Heartspire Initiative, then schools can respond to the needs of students today while reshaping outcomes for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Logan. That perspective is so critical and is the essence of the Heartspire. And I think this is why the county team, when they saw the proposal of the Heartspire, you know, it had us at hello, and we're so excited to see the transformational power of it. Are there any questions? Yes.
Hey, I think around $37.5 million were ordered to pay in restitution. Can you just explain where the rest of that money went?
Yeah, over this group with the county and the trust fund was assembled, and over time there were grant opportunities and with markers, success markers, and people applied, and there were about 46, I believe, Michelle, 47 different community providers that received smaller grants, but they were able to really perform at a high level. A decision was made that it was time to make a structural investment that would last for generations, and that's where this $25 million goes. And of course, County Office of Education supports all the schools, and so it was, and their proposal involved all our schools. So we felt as a board that this was the most equitable place and the most promising for success. Welcome. Any other questions? Yes. That's okay.
Why did it take a couple years to kind of reach this point?
It's a process. We want to safeguard those monies. They were hard fought for, and we want to make sure that they go where they need to go. So it's been an evolving process, starting with the smaller grants, seeing the success, getting measurements, but seeing that there are still big gaps that only a body that is as influential as the County Office of Education can accomplish. So I'm very proud of the thoughtful way that we took care of and safeguarded essentially what is the people's money. Okay, well, yes. Oh, sorry, no, yes. No, we expect nothing less than the UT, from the UT, I think, right? Yes.
Just because this was such a large case, I'm wondering how it kind of affected how you approach kind of oversight or looking at charter schools going forward.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we realized something that is like not intuitive, and that's that auditor doesn't mean auditor. So like you see structured and systems where it says there's an auditor, but actually the auditor is only looking, they're not actually auditing, they're just looking at whatever fake information is being given to them. So we learned a lot through this case. We've been working with the state on making those structural changes, but we also learned a lot from this case, and as we look at many other cases that we bring prosecutions on, we are a more expert team now to address it.
Last one, I promise.
Oh, no problem.
Earlier it was mentioned there's going to be like a robust evaluation network as kind of part of the goals, and I was wondering, like, what are you looking at to say that this $25 million investment was kind of successful?
There's going to be measurements, and we're looking at, the well-being score, whether there is an impact on what we just generally call the HOPE scores. So kids with ACEs scores, which is their factors, child abuse factors that keep them in trauma. But there is something that is just more easily referred to as a HOPE score to see how the kid is doing, the impact on their scholastic achievement. But I'll turn it to Dr. Sarisa to see if there's a few other factors that we're looking at for success.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. So we aside from the data points that DA Stefan mentioned, our school systems are places where we can really measure how well our children are thriving. So we're pairing HOPE scales, we're pairing California Healthy Kids Survey data, we're looking at academic achievement. All the factors that we measure at the state level are indicators. But aside from that is also some soft data that we look at, which is how well do our families and students feel comfortable, feel seen, feel valued. And so we know that there are more questions, there are more tools that we need to exercise in order to really capture a piece of the whole picture that we haven't yet designed through. So we're looking forward to seeing how much of an impact this is really going to have on our communities. One of the things that we mentioned earlier is that the San Diego County Office of Education is a regional technical assistance center for the community school strategy. So we already have years worth of work and data and research to help us to expand and continue to be more responsive to the communities.
All right. But I mean, really, if you have more questions, but thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.